Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Genshin Impact. So, last time we already discovered what was Shuji's original plan, or true motivations, I should say. He was going to use he used the Fatui like help in order to poison Uncle Tian. But now that all his plan has been ruined by us. He was finally taken I think it was the Ministry of Civil Affairs. When the military arrest you, I think you are taken to to the Ministry of Civil Affairs. I believe. I am not quite familiar with that with that department, but that's what I think. But anyway, so I guess that Yelan was right in suspecting him that he wasn't the person that he was supposed to be. He even poisoned his second master. You could say it's the was the guy from the ambassador of Nationaria, from the Fatui. At least we were able to stop that plan. Now everything is under control and much more. But what will happen then? I mean, she did said that she was going to give him like a deal or something. I'm not very quite sure, but that's what she said, and we needed to wait until 8 a.m. of the following day in order to see what may will happen. So let's get back to to Liyue Harbor and see what's this about, shall we? Well, first of all, yeah, we will have to go back to Liyue Harbor because in order to not go back and do all this, just do this all over again, or do this anyway. So I guess it should be fair to just do this. But truth be told, this was a bit underwhelming for me. I really didn't like the story quest as much as I would have. I mean, I guess it makes sense that this was going to be like the category of this Archon quest, since we were going to be uh, looking looking and investigating about someone, but very very discreetly. But still, it didn't do it for me. I guess that they could have done much better with this, but this is what we got. So let's move forward onto the morning. Yeah. But yeah, well, I didn't like it. But not as much as I wanted to. I do say that it had some interesting plots and everything, but again, the Fatui were involved in this. We rushed there to stop them. I mean, I guess there could be like another rival faction, but it's always the Fatui. I mean, I understand that they are the main plotline now, and that they have taken struggles with Liyue Harbor before, the cheesing, and much more. I understand that the person that this person wanted to not become like a shadow or a puppet, that he wanted to do it all by himself. But the fact that what he did in order to accomplish that was a little too extreme, so no. Okay. Oh, why did it trigger? Okay.
There is now no poison left in his system, but recovery from the damage already done will not happen overnight.
Dr. Baiju, is my father going to be...
You needn't worry too much. Keep taking the prescribed medicine every day, and a full recovery will take at most 2 to 3 years. It's good we caught it in time. A few days later, and the toxin would have built up in the internal organs. At that point, things would have been much more serious.
How did they successfully secure such a seldom seen poison? It seems the Fatui are extremely resourceful. Unfortunately for them, they were up against us.
Uncle Tian will be heading off now. Remember to get plenty of rest and avoid overexerting yourself while you're recovering.
Don't worry, I will. Thank you very much. Ah, you're here too? Thank you for all you've done to resolve this situation. I'll have to make some tea in a moment. You simply have to try it.
Okay, if there is no poison, then I will surely try. Why am I accusing you? You're not the person that put the poison in your like bowl of meal, whatever. But oh, are you feeling any better?
Yes, the exhaustion seems to have gone. My
Not just the
mind is
exhaustion,
steadily getting clearer again.
not just the exhaustion, but also the poison.
Luckily, it looks like choosing the Tianshu's successor is suddenly not such a pressing issue after all.
Hey, Yelan!
My work is mostly wrapped up, so I thought I'd take a minute to check in here. The assessment process comes to an end here, Uncle Tian. In my opinion, Zhiyi is not suitable for the position, but Qianwei and Mingbo both have potential.
You have my gratitude. People can change their loyalties easily. I've always known this. But whenever it happens, it's still a dismal experience.
Is it just Paimon, or is Uncle Tien not that surprised?
Don't underestimate Uncle Tian. He wouldn't have appointed me as assessment officer if he hadn't had his doubts about Zhiyi.
That's true. Giving all his years in being the Qingxuan of the cheesing that really leads to even distrusting your most close like people, even if they were like students to you or something. So
Normally, the Yue High Pavilion would be responsible for assessing the candidates. Isn't that right, Uncle Tian?
Yes, to be quite honest, I wanted to trust him unreservedly. But I have to be responsible with the position of Tianshu. When I first met Yuri, I wondered if he had approached me with a hidden agenda. So I secretly investigated him. I concluded that he had no ulterior motives whatsoever. He just saw me as an ordinary fishing friend. In the end, even he changed. But when did it start?
actually, what if none of this have ever happened? Yeah, actually, will you still be like thinking about giving your position or something?
I never had any plans to recommend him directly, but I always intended to give him the chance to compete on a level playing field. Family background and fame mean everything to many people, but I don't attach great importance to them.
I guess that makes sense, given your record on Kotian.
I had no reputation to speak of when I first became Tianshu. I relied on Ganyu's assistance for all manner of things. What I really admired about Juri was his intelligence and resilience.
You have to give him that. He was very intelligent, even is and very resilient too. He was even going to like make a setup for an accident in order to like frame the Fatui and everything that was going on, setting off whatever was going on in the pool right there. So I can't remember the name, okay, but yeah, he is very intelligent. Yes, how even come up with that kind of a mastermind. Oof. But in the end, he wasn't able to outsmart Yelan and and us, the player, the traveler, I should say.
I have to admit, he's a smart guy, and very cautious. The intel suggests that the Fatui saw him as very low risk, but Zhiyi was still extremely careful with the poisoning. He chose that specific liquor from Xingyue kiosk because the fiery flavor would mask the bitterness of the poison, and he chose to wait until the Fatui official was drunk and had his guard down before delivering it to him. He also installed a secret compartment in the wine pot he bought to hold the poison. As the amount of liquor went down, he'd shake the pot to release the poison from the compartment into the liquor. Afterwards, we also found he had an antidote on him. Had the Fatui official grown suspicious, Zhiyi would have drunk the poisoned wine himself, and then found an opportunity to take the antidote shortly afterwards.
But that's still really dangerous.
Yes, had he drunk the poisonous wine, he still would have faced serious health consequences despite taking the antidote. He didn't hesitate to put himself in harm's way to achieve his goal.
Obviously. Well, you can clearly see that he was going through that, and well,
How is Jury now?
Well, I mean, he is sitting in a jail cell. Like Yanfei says, everyone who breaks the law has to pay the price. Still, he's cooperating. He didn't turn down my offer to strike a deal. I'll make sure there are plenty of guards around to keep him safe from anything the Fatui might be planning.
A deal? Does this have to do with what you said to him when you arrested him?
Yes, Zhiyi's not the one I'm interested in. If he was as far as this went, I'd have handed the case off to my subordinates as soon as I realized. But once the Fatui became involved, things got a whole lot more interesting. I thought I might have the chance to catch a big fish.
oh, so that's why she wants a bigger fish in this picture. She wants to catch maybe one of the Fatui Harbingers or expose them for what they have done. Even though they already like been exposed in audio style like incident back then, but she wants to expose more about the Fatui than just that and what happened then. And what is happening right now?
Well, did you?
Almost. Unfortunately, it slipped off the hook at the last second.
Uncle Tien? Yelan? What are you talking about? Paimon doesn't understand.
Zhiyi colluded with the Fatui to try and secure the position of Tianshu. Or, to put it the other way around, the Fatui made an attempt to interfere in the Tianshu selection process.
Exactly. Yeah, like he said, he was trying to become a puppet or something, and he didn't want that. Xianchu. Shiju. So he wanted to poison the this ambassador in order to like secure his position as Tianshu. But yeah, what would have happened?
With Yusupov in our hands and a statement from Zhiyi, we could afford to continue with a diplomatic offensive. Also, we'd be able to gain control of Theophan, Yusupov's second in command. Then we'd have a pawn in the ranks of the Fatui. Pawns like this can be major assets. They open up all sorts of new options.
I mean, that's what a pawn is up for in chess. So, this was your real plan?
Why else did you think I was investing so much time and effort into this case?
So, okay, well, did your plan succeed?
We got halfway. The first part went off without a hitch, and we passed all the information on to Lady Ningguang. But when we tried to make contact with Theophan, he was gone, along with all the evidence.
The Fatui must be spying on us. Otherwise, they'd never been able to respond so quickly.
I found out from other sources that the Harbinger Regrator got involved.
Wait, what? Another Harbinger Regrator? Who is that? It sounds like a male Regrator. Well, I guess we'll know over time. Because it wasn't the doctor. Um, Scaramouche is the Balladeer, or should I call him the Wonder now? Tartaglia is child. Senior's death. So there, well, like I said, we will see over time. But Regator, hmm,
The Fatui's main forces aren't concentrated here. Regrator was only treating this as a peripheral concern. It's a pity that Theophan got away. But knowing which Harbingers are still looking at Liyue is something. It gives me a starting point for my next mission.
I have to ask, Yelan, do you have any desire to take over the position of Tianshu yourself? I remember you showed some interest a few days ago at Yenshang Tea House. In my estimation, you are more than competent.
that's true. But we are still in Genshin Tea House. What are you talking about?
Oh, that. I was obviously joking. I prefer my current life. There's danger and there's excitement. Although it'd still be a behind-the-scenes role, as Tianshu, I wouldn't have the chance to get involved in anything truly clandestine or face any real danger. All right, I'm done here. Time for me to go. I'm heading off again in a few days, and I still have to prepare.
Where are you off to this time?
As you might have guessed, it's for me to know and you to find out. But I'm sure if you keep going as you are, getting yourselves involved in other people's business all the time, you're sure to get caught up in another misadventure before too long. Maybe I'll see you the next time danger beckons. Until then, keep your wits about you. A lot of people are watching you for a lot of reasons. If you have any more questions, just ask Uncle Tian. After the recent turn of events, I'd say he owes you one, wouldn't you?
Time flies so fast. Before you know it, Lanterite's almost here again. The people of Liyue must have already started preparing for the most important festival of the year, right? Hopefully Paimon will be able to check out tons of great food again this year. Anyway, let's go to Liyue Harbor and see what's up.
Paimon, we already are in Liyue Harbor. Okay, so who knew that this was going to happen? Okay, so we met the final prerequisite in order to do this, the story quest of this, the exquisite night of chimes. So it has been changing over time. Now it's the exquisite night of chimes. Okay. Okay, but let's ask Uncle Tian what he has to
What
say.
would you like to know?
Ah, okay. About Zhiyi.
Something I've said to Zhiyi, Qinwei, and
Yuri.
Mingguo before is that while cunning and scheming are quite crucial, even more important than this is staying true to yourself. Zhiyi and Ambassador Yusupov each saw each other as a means to an end. They thought that if they could just outsmart their opponent, they would emerge the final victor. And yet, in the eyes of Yelan and Regrator, they are but pawns in a much bigger game. Scheming is an endless endeavor. If you can't cope with it, you're better off staying out of it. It gives you a much clearer view in any case.
I guess it does.
Everyone has self-interest, but you cannot let it be your master. So, don't fight over fleeting gains and losses. Rather, focus on the direction your heart is leading you and keep moving forward.
I mean, he already did that, and look what that led him to. Okay, so that's one.
What would you like to know?
About Yelan.
I first met Yelan when she was very young. Even back then, she was extremely tough, and she kept her cards close to her chest. An old friend of mine once privately commented to me that Yelan is always smiling, but never with her eyes. She is a very dangerous person. Something of an exaggeration in my view. At least, I know she would never hurt the people she trusts.
It was more than evident when we saw that in the Oh, what was it? Oh yeah, in the custom story quest from the event. At least we got out of that nightmare.
What would you like to know?
About Regrator.
Regrator is the ninth of the Fatui Harbingers, though likely the first among them where wealth is concerned.
Oh, so it's the nine. Though likely the first among them where wealth is concerned. Oh, so that must be so that must be like evil Baishu, I believe. I mean, wealth, okay.
However, his wealth is not a mere question of how much more he has to his name. He has a very unique understanding of wealth, and what he's planning may very well shake the world to its core.
Okay, so it's a different harbinger. It's the ninth one here. Hmm. Okay.
Beyond that, I don't have a lot of information about him. If you need to know more in the future, you can ask Ning Guang.
Makes sense. Okay, what
What
about the
would you
last one?
like to know?
About the next Yanshu.
As Yelan says, now that I'm on the mend, I should have another few years worth of work in me. During this time, I plan to gradually hand over my duties while mentoring some new candidates. Ha! That reminds me. Chen Wei and Ming Bo are still waiting downstairs. I must go and have a chat with them shortly.
Okay, Uncle Tian. Thank you. Okay, so that's gonna wrap up this episode. I hope that all of you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please leave a like and comment down below. Who do you think it's the 9 Fatui Harbinger? The the Regrator? Because it seems that it will be like the evil Vaishu, but given the what he said, it doesn't seem that it's interested in more. It's more about wealth. So who knows who that is? But okay. And also, please consider to subscribe so you don't miss on anything that I will upload in the future of this game or other games that I will be playing. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!